Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final segment, and we get to wind up our discussion here on the Ugandan economy as, of course, we look to a sustainable economy in the year 2023. And I'm with none other than Mr. Alex Muhwezi and Honorable Henry Banyazachi here. Now, Honorable, we've been talking about the African Continental Free Trade Area, East African integration, and there are so many prospects from this, and government is looking at some of these projects as a way of us penetrating into other African markets, but also the regional markets. For example, exports could rise by over 2.5 billion by 2035 if we leverage the opportunities that these integrations bring on board. What do you think is holding us back in this line?
What is holding us back is implementation. Implementation of the agreements that we agree to, implementation of the policies we make, implementation of our commitments. Let me begin with that level of Africa, the African level. What we are talking about as African Free Trade Area, that agreement was signed a long time ago. No sooner had it been signed when we said all African borders, you can export anything to any African countries. No sooner had we signed that agreement, we saw Rwanda closing its border to Uganda for 4 years. And AU, where was AU? To do the enforcement, it was nowhere to be seen. When it has opened, we did it in the middle of the circus. We saw Kenya saying it doesn't want poultry products from Uganda. We saw Tanzania saying it doesn't need sugar from Uganda. And many more. And we are talking about that East African bloc. You go to West African ECOWAS bloc, same story. So even at that level of the continental level, and even at the bloc level, regional bloc level, same. Come down to the country level, national level, same. We do not implement the policies that we make. No sooner have we started implementing them, we do policy reversals. When we start saying that, we are going to give coffee seedlings to the farmers so that we increase on coffee production, so that we make 20 million bags, no sooner as we mobilize the people to coffee seedling people, then you are saying we are not buying coffee anymore for distribution. Same with cotton, same with maize, same with bean. We do a policy reversal. Okay? So the policies that we develop, in OWC we developed, we had agreed with the local government, we had agreed. Agreed was in for cultural, local, economic development, where we were zoning this country, and we wanted each zone, each district, or each zone to have an agro-industrial center. No sooner have we started developing and implementing that agri-led, we had started in the Rwenzori region to have local industries to boost the local economy. No sooner have we started that one, we got to parish development model. So we divested ourselves from local industrialization, local agro-industrialization. We now go to village consumption. Start giving 100 million in a parish, you give 10 million or 5 million to a circle, they end up sharing 10 or 100,000 shillings per head. Now, with this 100 shillings develop a household, but if you have an agro-industry, you have, for example, a potato industry in the Kabale, all these potato farmers are going to supply to this industry. Yeah. You have a tea, we developed the tea sector in Kabale. There are now tea factories. Coffee, you have a coffee factory. You have a full value chain development within the local area. Now we do a policy reversal. So we do not implement the policies that are well thought of. And as Moise had said, we end up doing things that have haphazardly been thought of.
Yeah.
The moment we come out of elections, we start pledging, we start doing what we pledged. We avoid the National Development Plan. Then we saw members of parliament advocating for what they pledged in their constituencies. The president the same. You avoid the National Development Plan of industrialization, of mechanization, and then you go to distribute hose. Because during the campaigns, you promised that you are going to give hose per household. Then you forget about the grand plan of industrialization, mass production, commercialization of the agricultural sector to the subsidization of the agricultural sector through hose. Can you develop this nation? A handball? What are you talking about? What are we talking about? If we are going to modernize agriculture, we should mechanize it. If it means to give the farmers, say in Masindi or in Chivale, if you give them tractors into those cooperatives of theirs, parish, if we are giving a tractor to a parish, yes, you would say this tractor would mechanize and increase production. But if you are going to give 100,000 per parish to buy a hoe, for a man to marry a second wife, who is looking at a woman as labor, then man, you are what you're talking about.
Thank you.
So we need to look at grand pictures. You get my point? When we look at mining, my friend, even in this kind of thing, we have cooperative artisan miners, rudimentary mining, instead of investing.
Industrial.
Yes. And you see, you can bring these people together, as Wes was talking about, bring them together into cooperatives, and they partner with state corporations, and you have a PPP, public-private partnership. You have a partnership with these people who cannot raise funds to do something big, and you do mine, which is advanced. This is how, for example, Centenary Bank.
Yes.
Centenary Bank has developed from very little money, from one share of this, they were developing, they were mobilizing this money from the Catholics at the household level. They mobilized funds together, savings together, and they have come up with Centenary Bank. So what is so difficult for our government to mobilize them wananchi to come together, and they bring them the social capital from the government to partner with this cooperative of the people to do big things. In Kigezi, we would be having this horticulture. If we are doing horticulture, we would be exporting our horticultural vegetables to Europe.
Yeah.
It is just 30 minutes from Kabari to Kanombe. You don't need even to bring them to Entebbe. You do your carrots, move them to Entebbe. In the evening, they're in the market in London, in the market where flowers are in Holland. Well, that's what we need to do.
Thank you, Honorable.
The state should not renegade on its duties and say that the people will develop themselves. No, they cannot. They don't have that capacity unless they cooperate and come together. And as a nation, we invest in the people.
Yes. Thank you, Honorable. In a way, our time is fast spent, unfortunately. But your final thoughts. I know we talked about so many things today, but your final thoughts, at least to the people of Uganda, the citizens, and government as well. What should be done in the year 2023 to see a better economy in Uganda?
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. Like we've been discussing, we need to see government take deliberate actions to mechanize agriculture in some of our productive areas where we normally get these commercial products, commercial agricultural products. For example, can we have a program to distribute a tractor per parish? in all these areas.
To do large scale.
Yeah, to do large scale farming. Can we organize our farmers better into organized cooperatives so that they build marketing capacity, they build capacity to be able to access credit, they build capacity to be able to seek for skills development. So organize our farmers better, provide, for example, tractors per parish to support mechanization of agriculture, but also to improve production at the parish level. 2, can we see our governance get better? Can we be deliberate about fighting corruption? Can we see government review our current administration system so that some of the things that are not bringing us value as a country, we progressively retire them, because we are spending a lot of money on administration and then are negatively impacting on service delivery. The last one, can we focus more on human capital development? What is the quality of education? Have we invested money into skills development? Can we empower more? Can we provide more financing to institutions like MTAC, institutions like ULI, to build capacity for people who want to go into manufacturing? Can we actually, the other key thing that still has a few issues that needs to be seriously addressed is our health sector. Your population can work, can generate production when they are healthy. And in some of our public hospitals are actually sicker than the patients that go to these hospitals. Can we have staff in our hospitals remunerated well? Can we have equipment in our hospitals? Can we have medicine in our hospitals? And I know all this is possible because we actually have the money. If we close the tap of corruption, channel resources in these sectors, we should be able to see our economy grow and grow sustainably.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muhwezi, and thank you so much, Honorable Henry, for your time and insights.
Thank you very much for inviting me to share knowledge with the Ugandans and the world at large.
Wow. You're welcome. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it for us this evening. We've, of course, talked widely on several matters, but remember, one of the things that has been highlighted here is for the government to really get to the ground and look at some of the problems that are currently facing Ugandans. And agricultural mechanization has been very, very key here. And also looking at the human capital development, as Mr. Muhwezi actually mentioned here at the very end. And of course, as a Ugandan out there, you must work harder. The economy is not yet where we want it to be, so we cannot even think about resting at this point in time. But keep watching Smart24 TV, more programming coming away. My name is Anthony. I'll catch you same place, same time next time. Bye for now.